Now, you remember in the last video that we were talking about gratitude, and I showed you the very simple gratitude journal, which was a fantastic piece of scientific evidence. It shows us that we can deliberately change how we feel and how happy we feel regardless of what's going on around us, which is sort of a theme of positive psychology. And today I promised that we would show you another one, and this one's a little bit different. It's pretty good though. It was pioneered by Christopher Peterson, who's one of the two pioneers of positive psychology, and sadly he's just died recently, but he left an amazingly good legacy. And he, in his book, talks about doing a gratitude. Actually, he wouldn't even call it a gratitude journal. It's more of a positive events journal. So very straightforward. The number of the day, what happened in the day, and your rating. And we do this every day, of course. It's a daily journal, and it's very simple. Day one, write down number one, and we write down what happened. No judgments, no value judgments, no, oh, this was good, this was bad. Just the basic facts about what happened in the day. Went to work, drove the car, played golf, had dinner with the family. Just the facts about the basic events of the day. And then we'll give it a rating out of 10. Maybe it was a 7 out of 10 day. Maybe it was a 3 out of 10 day. And then let's change colour just to show it more clearly. And then the next day you do the same thing. So day number two is we did a whole lot of other things as well. Might have gone to work by the tram this time, or we might have had lunch without the kids, had dinner without the kids, or whatever it is. Just the basic facts of the day. And then we give that a rating out of 10. And we do this for about 3 to 4 weeks. 4 weeks is a really good number. And let me just get a different colour here. Let's go green. And then we go on to about, say, 28 days. And then we've got all this data that we can look at and start to evaluate. And what we discover is we can start matching things with good days. We start to notice that, oh gee, when I give myself time to have breakfast, for example, I tend to have better days. When I don't exercise for several weeks, I tend to have poorer days. Or when I have arguments with my family because I'm working too hard, I tend to have poorer days. So we start to draw correlations. We start to draw connections between what happens in our day and how good our day was. And then, as Christopher Peterson says in his book so eloquently, we do more of the stuff that are good days, or more of the stuff that's associated with good days, and we do less of the stuff that's associated with bad days. And he concludes with this very scientific statement, duh, because he says, well, do more of what makes us happy and do less of what makes us unhappy, which is pretty obvious. Now, a variation on that theme is what I particularly like, and this is really good for younger students, is that we make our own little booklet. And I've got a picture of one of my students doing that, which I'll just drag and drop onto the whiteboard here. And it's very simple. You just take 2 sheets of A3 paper, which our little star model here has got. 2 sheets of A3 paper just piled up together. Fold it in half. Nice sharp crease on the edge, and make sure the ends are friends here so it all lines up neatly. And then fold it in half again, so that you've got 3 folds altogether. And then we staple the ends, staple it there and there on the closed side, and then we cut around the perimeter so that we cut all those folds off, and then we're left with a booklet that's just like this. It's just got, I think, 32 pages in the end, because you've cut all the folds off and you've got the staple on the spine here. And then very simple, we just then get I'll just clear that so that's not confusing us. Then we've simply got a whole month of blank pages where we can fill in our gratitude journal like this. So it might be, day number 1, here's 3 things that I liked about today. Go back to my old stuff. had my coffee, I rode my bike. Always love riding my motorbike, it's a lot of fun, and had an early night. Whew, wouldn't I love one of those? So they're my 3 good things, and then I'll sort of combine the 2 things that we talked about earlier, and I'll give a rating of the day then. So, oh, that was a pretty good day. If I do these 3 things, which I really appreciate, I get a pretty good day. And then you follow that on with 2 to 3. At the end of it, your booklet will have 28 days of 3 good things, 28 days of gratitude. And you'll be able to plot, if you're a maths nerd like I am, you'll be able to plot the score for each day. Let's do that in a different colour. So you can see your progress, and you'll notice, I hope you'll notice, that over the 28 days, from day 1 to day 28, over the 28 days, that your ratings, that was a bit untidy, that your ratings are slowly getting better. You're actually slowly having better days, simply because you're taking time to reflect on what's good about your life, taking time to focus on the good stuff, rather than focusing on the negative stuff, which we've shown before is actually good for your brain. So have a go at those. You've got 3 options there. If you come up with different versions, I'd love to hear from you. Give us some comments on the page about how this has worked for you, and we'll pursue some other useful and practical techniques in the next video. And we'll see you then.